Has that happened? That's just come up. No way. No, it can't be the whole thing, because... Oh, no. I'll set everything on mute. Oh, no. I'll set everything on mute. No, no, I can hear me. Oh, no. I'll set everything on mute. No one said anything earlier when they were chatting. No, 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 because they... no, someone was watching earlier and said hello to them. I did just hear myself, but now I can't hear. Yeah, hello? Yeah, no, it's just come through. It's just delayed. I've just... yeah. I can't...
The fucking thing.
Well, they were talking during... Well, they were there during the...
intro, but yeah. It's like...
I can't hear you. I can't hear you on the reverb.
Hello.
I can't hear you. I can hear me.
Hello.
I can't...
You can hear me now. My microphone was not set up properly either. Yay. So...
I've got to stop this. So, I will say, I've just turned on both the audios just to double check, and I heard on both Instagram and YouTube, and I could hear myself coming through 3 times.
Yeah, that's because I unmuted the stream temporarily to check the audio.
Okay.
So it would have played it again, basically, through my desktop audio again. Ah, my good sake. This is why
oh, well, we'll try next time.
No, this is why I ask people to watch, because then people can tell me if something goes wrong. I'm now complaining about
it. I can hear you now. I can hear you both now.
Yeah. Thank you, Midget. It's just... Jesus. So, to recap everything we talked about today, is we talked about Bethesda and the whole fact that they're basically getting told off by Microsoft at this point, because it's been 10 years since it's been over 10 years since your last Fallout or last Elder Scrolls game. Where is it? And you can't claim 76. You can't claim this one because you didn't make either of them. Someone else did for you. And then what was it? The other stuff we talked about is X-Men 97, Episode 1, brilliant, wonderful. Mother of Scarny, it's brilliant. Cable's brilliant. Getting the whole circle of how Cable gets their arm is amazing. Episode 2 being an X-Force episode is so good. So beautiful. Jubilee getting respect on her goddamn name, just like the first episode gave respect on Storm's name. The third episode being En Sabanur's rise, and then the X-Men trying to convince him to help. The ones trapped in the past trying to help him, get his help and everything. That's so good. And episode 4 was what we were talking about before we found out we were muted and weren't being actually transmitted. I will have to look into that because that should not be happening. Basically. But yeah, the X-Men and stuff like that in regards to everything. The whole thing about it is so... episode 4, when they get to the temple, and the slow reveal as they're in the temple, Jax.
Yes.
That slow reveal of each moment as you get to Beast, wiping away the dust, just like he did the first time when he was in that, that particular area, that particular place. And then the camera doing the exact same shots as the original episode 96 episode of, after
he makes the realization, so we're still not technically told what's going on. But after that reveal, it then cuts to the main chamber as
Yeah.
they're walking through the main chamber, and you see the last battle from the past with the X-Men and Apocalypse painted on the walls.
Yep. And the same last battle, and the last battle from the future as well. And it's like, you are trying to keep my destiny from me. It's like, oh no.
Very well done.
So done. And as I said, like initially when we heard Apocalypse in the future, I didn't like the voice actor's voice in the other future episode. I wasn't sold on him. But the minute in that episode when he, basically tells him to get lost and he becomes Apocalypse, the minute his first thing that he says to Charles is, "I would make a horseman out of you, but it was the lack of spine." Like, yep, he's back. Just immediately, yep, the original voice actor may have sadly passed and we've got to replace him. But Jesus Christ, your guy you replaced him can do the whole gravitas, and I am a Shakespearean actor, and I am Apocalypse, and I am better than all of you, and I love it. Apocalypse, that entire sequence, that entire scene of Apocalypse just kicking the shit out of them all is so good, because it's the one-liners he keeps saying of, just basically telling them that, he's just speaking like he does. Like, you're beneath me. I'm not even gonna, I shouldn't even have to deal with you. And then Bishop being like, when they say we need to stop him now, we need to stop for us, the city. It's just, Bishop being like, am I the only sane one in this group? I loved it. Bishop pointing out, I'm the voice of reason here. I'm telling you all to leave. And then Magneto, basically the bands that have been repaired, just tell you, look, I hate to be the villain. Don't be the villain, Bishop. That's what you had me for.
Yeah. So and he goes all out. He goes absolutely all out, which is great to see from Magneto.
It is. It's so good seeing Magneto just all out against Apocalypse, fighting him in this whole thing. And then Charles showing up and also trying to help, and Charles being unable to, trying to get the ship to do what it's, to do what it needs to do, and it can't because it won't listen to anyone but Apocalypse now, and everything. Because it's not that is actually continuity. Because it's the episode where Hank on the ship in the future is the episode where Hank rewrites the ship to take anyone else's commands and make it sentient. Because that's the episode where the ship can finally rebel because it's sentient.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other bits that come up that will probably now, because of technical issues, we'll give it this all we redo this conversation again on our next podcast. But to go to say my favourite bit, I didn't expect was I expected the Rama Tut thing. I expected Rama, and so like I say, my ultimate wish.
It's the external. Oh dear God! I was like, shit, that's external. But it's like the bit that he turns around and when he just went, well, I guess this time is no longer mine to conquer. Just.
Yeah, well, the ship. So when she asked him outright, who are you? And he's like, and this is the bit that I genuinely thought would happen, would be, I've gone by many names. I thought we'd leave it there. My hope would be that he mentions the other aspect, and he does. He's like, others have known me as Kang the Conqueror, others as Immortus. I was like, oh man, you just did it. Now, and then straight up getting in the ship, and it's like, that's not Rama Tut anymore. That's Kang. Kang's back. Yeah, 100%. Now, what would be interesting is if we find out that what happens there is that's what leads him into Purgatory, the Prime Purgatory, where Bishop first meets him. As the hobo in Limbo. Limbo. He finds a hobo in Limbo.
Yes, he does. I love that entire sequence.
That would be an interesting.
I do love at the end of that episode, though. You actually pay attention if you've watched that episode all the way through. The end of the episode, he literally turns into Kang again at the end. And
doesn't he turn into Immortus at the end? That's where he puts on the
Yeah, he becomes Immortus at the end of it, and it's like such a brilliant way of doing it. It's like a cyclical cycle of Kang, Immortus, and then Rama Tut, because he's trying to stop Apocalypse at that point. He's trying to get the power of what Apocalypse does to prevent the rise of Apocalypse. It's kind of funny that the X-Men and Kang wanted the same thing at that point. And he knew
Mhm.
full well that them being there was they're the one they need to be killed or removed from the timeline, because otherwise they're going to facilitate his rise to power. Because if you win the temple, it's without the X-Men, Apocalypse wouldn't find the temple. That's
Mhm.
the bit about it. It's because of them he finds it, and it sets in motion the
Mhm.
whole. You know, it sets it in motion. It puts everything into place of, oh crap, that is Kang, that is Apocalypse, and it's just the the bit in this episode that broke that. As I say, I'm still not recovered from it. Recovered from the end of that episode. The end of that episode hits like a truck. Not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
Um,
that
like I said, I think we.
that whole fight in that sequence of when they blast Apocalypse out of the ship finally,
Yeah.
and because they can't kill him, blast him out of the ship, and Magneto basically is willing to sacrifice himself to basically close the black hole that he's opened up and everything, and
Then do his last man stand against him. Yeah.
and then collapses, and they're both thrown to the ground, and it's the way Apocalypse just finishes Magneto off is so like it's so good, well done, like well done. Of just the whole,
Yeah.
It was well done. It's not just one. It's showing that they understand that we have an audience to the show. This show is not aimed at kids. It's aimed at. We know you grew up watching it. You grew up watching the X-Men. 97 was the show was 97 is a sequel to a show, your beloved show you loved, and we are not going to hold so it's just grabbing him by the helmet and by the head, and then just pulling out the gun and just putting it to his back and just not vaporizing and just throwing the helmet at Charles, and then as he goes to step and going, gods do not step on us.
Oh no. To step on an ant is a show of cowardice.
Yeah. And just walks past him. It's like, oh dear God. It's just like, damn, that's a burn. To which Bishop then saves him, and it comes against him, and it's such a melancholy. And I love that they use the same outro version of the song, right, that they used in the Gambit episode. The saddened, slow version of it, of the whole. We know that this is going to hit you hard. We know that this is not. You don't want the upbeat one after this. We know that you need to compress this, and then the end credits.
This is why I'm sure. This is why I'm 100% sure that there is someone British working on that team, because this is something that if you're a British kid, especially of that time, would know these kind of slow, mournful outros go, because whenever they killed off someone important in EastEnders or in Neighbours, which are the two ones I really remember it in, they've always had a different end theme to them.
There's it in cartoons as well. In cartoons, when a major character was dead, because a lot of cartoons weren't willing to kill people off properly.
But I don't remember it so much in anything else, really.
But not in American ones. In our cartoons, like in British-made cartoons, they did it in that as well.
We very rarely killed off anyone in my
No, we didn't, well. but we also weren't afraid to in certain to go down darker paths in in some of our kids shows. Let's be honest, because we were British and very much traumatized the children.
There is an after-scene credit. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, and the after-scene credit of Captain Friggin' America and Black Widow in the costume that Black Widow was wearing at that time period in the comics, and Logan, and handing him the files for Weapon X.
Yeah.
Which is today.
Well done.
Which was a Weapon X episode.
I think we should talk about that next episode.
Next one, yeah. I think we should take it. We'll come back. We've had technical difficulties in the first hour of this. We didn't realise it wasn't recording audio. So what I may do is crop the video on YouTube, because the VOD will be on YouTube. I will crop the VOD to just be the last when we found the audio issue out. We apologise about it.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe. I wish someone had told me that earlier, that I was having an audio issue. I apologise. But
I thought I heard it at the beginning before I muted, but obviously I'm wrong.
well, what from now on, Jax, I'm going to rely on you to do a sound check when it starts. Like if you don't mind
It's
listening to make sure
completely fair.
both because I
Oh, I
can't.
normally do it at the beginning. I normally do it at the beginning to make sure that my headset's actually audio. But,
Well, it probably was at the beginning, and then I think something must have just changed in the settings. Yep, yeah, that is true.
was that Captain British shows up just
certain
love
British
taunting
shows.
the audience?
Certain British shows. Still traumatizing them by using a different sad music at the ending because we're heartless bastards. Yeah, I'll agree with that one. I'll agree with that one, midget. We are heartless bastards. It is a thing that we do. It's just like, hey, that show you're watching, we're going to traumatize you. Oh yeah, I remember Demon Headmaster, and that show was fucking traumatizing. Oh, you will obey, and so
Yes, I think it's a good time to
end it.
end
Also, I'm blaming you for my new obsession with rose tinted spectacles. By the way.
Yeah, well, good time because he's now actually going full time on it. He's just quit his job.
Because that dude is flipping hilarious, and I love, and the amount of times that I'm like him. The most of the scenes I remember from the show are from Bernard's Watch, and I'm like, yeah, they are. Why the hell the Queen's nose was so forgettable?
I mean, yeah, the Queen, especially this is Queen's nose one, where he's like, no one cares about their children in this. All the children are completely feral, and the
Yes.
witches are useless.
The witches are always useless.
I mean, there is something because of him. There is something I want to do. I've actually messaged him a couple of times now because there is a show that I would like him to review, and I've not had anything back, and he's not done it. And I found the first season on YouTube, and I think we should do it. I don't know if you're old enough to have seen it.
Probably not, but I will watch it. I will watch it if you send me it and that.
Yeah, it's a show called Aquila. It's about two young boys that find they're digging a hole and they find a spaceship next to a Roman centurion skeleton, and they go off on adventures in it. But I remember loving it, and there's a whole complicated story around the last actual season because it was like a VHS only release, and it actually got really good. But the main things in it is that once again, these kids, the parents do not give a shit about these kids, and it's hilarious that they don't give a shit about.
Well, to be fair, that is the common theme of almost every British TV show when I was a kid. The parents don't care about the kids because the kids can just do whatever the fuck they want.
No, these kids are completely unruly, and in fact, they've got their own spaceship now. They cause massive damage. But one of my favourite characters in it is one of the boys' next door neighbours, which is completely played as going senile, going absolute batshit crazy, mental health issues, talking to a Native American ghost in the corner, until one episode in season 3 where the ghost of the Native American comes out and he's been telling us shit the whole time to help the kids out. But they just consider her to be completely senile. And I was like, this has blown my freaking mind. So Chief Running Water has been there the whole time and somehow he knows how to fix spaceships. How? Never explained past that. So I really think we should do something along those lines with this because I think we'd have fun with it. You watching it for the first time and me just absolutely raiding it.
Just going, what the hell? Just like, well, me watching the first season and going, what the fuck did I watch?
Yes, yeah, completely. I mean, the actual, weirdly enough, the final actual aired episode on TV that wasn't a cassette tape release actually has the idea of a full-blown alien space invasion over the north of England. And it's just bonkers. And I can only find season 1 and an episode of season 2, and I'm going to keep doing research to find the rest. But the VHS tape was lost media long ago. I'm afraid I've At one point I did find season 1 to 3 online many years ago. I've never ever seen any kind of internet version of the cassette tape. I can't even find the cassette tape to buy. The only reason I know it exists is that when I was a kid, my friend Joe had it. He got it from the school video library because it was a BBC release, so our school got it in the video library. So I have seen the last season, which is absolutely bonkers. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
I need to use the restroom and make myself some food.
Well, I'm going to go. I'm going to end the stream. We need more Midget Gamers to watch because Midget Gamers tell us when the audio's not working. They are useful for something.
Because they're too short to press the mute button like everyone else apparently did.
I mean, listening to you, I press the mute button. I mean, what?
I mean, I've got one of those lovely solitary voices before the sleep bit.
Sorry, were you saying something? Anyway, goodbye.
No.
We'll be back sometime. They're a bit irregular at the minute, just due to stuff going on. I'm quite busy, so I've not been able to put time together to do these on a Thursday. We should hopefully be back in 2 weeks' time as normal. It's just we can't guarantee it at the minute. Just a lot of stuff going on. But yeah.
More stuff to chat about.
We'll be back when we're back. We are going to stream every Sunday, though, so catch us on a Sunday.